like I said, I came from academia. And I mean, I love the research. I will spend all of my time writing research, doing research, reading books, reading papers. And I learned a lot about nonverbals from Joe and then from my own research. So when I started becoming a practitioner, I thought, okay, well, I know a lot about nonverbals now. I can step into this and I can apply it because, I know the material. So I started doing presentations and I started giving speeches. And it hit me very quickly that knowing the information isn't the same as being able to apply the information. And, you start reading, then when you start speaking, you think to yourself, I don't actually know how to do this. Because while you're talking, it's not natural to be thinking about what behaviors to show. So while I was presenting, I was thinking, I've got to put my hands out, I've got to make sure I'm showing open palm gestures, got to make sure I'm smiling. And doing that, trying to apply the information whilst you're presenting and whilst you're in conversations, it's very cognitively costly. And what I mean by that is you're thinking about so many things at once that nothing is getting your attention. And it took me a long time to realize that, the goal isn't to assess your own nonverbals while you're in an interaction or while you're presenting. It's to make your knowledge of nonverbals part of your natural behavioral repertoire. You want it to become automatic. You want to just think about, the information you're presenting. You don't want to think about your body at the same time as that. And I always compare it to a game of tennis. So there's written rules, and we can spend as long as we want reading the rules of tennis. But it doesn't mean that when we go out onto the pitch that we're going to be a master tennis player. You've got to practice, practice, practice. And it's the exact same with nonverbals. And you shouldn't be practicing whilst you're presenting. You shouldn't be practicing whilst you're in meetings and important interviews. You should be practicing, and this is going to sound, uncomfortable, but practicing in the mirror, practicing recording yourself and watching it back. What did I do well? What didn't I do? Practicing with friends and family and saying, how did I come across? How did you feel? Did I look natural? And just keep doing that. Make notes of things you're struggling with, things you're finding really comfortable, uncomfortable. And then it will start to become second nature. Like, again, consider it as, when you're riding a bike, you don't think about what are my legs doing the whole time you're cycling. You just cycle. And that's what you want nonverbal communication to be. You want it to just be part of your natural behavioral repertoire.